Quick Salesforce record ID lookups using Salesforce Classic. Let's get right into it. So in the course of normal development, there may be cases where you come across a Salesforce ID and you just want to quickly look it up, see any and all information, find out what type it is, all that good stuff. So let's walk through an example. I'm going to open up my dev console. I'm going to execute a query, basically select ID from account limit 1. So that should just give me one record ID. Once I have this record ID, if I want to quickly find out more information about this particular record ID, what I normally do is I would go back to my Salesforce instance. I would get rid of everything after the base URL, and I would paste that ID and hit enter. In doing so, it automatically takes me to the detail record view for that record ID, and I can look up information quickly. I can see what type of record it is. In this case, it's an account. Some additional details. I can see some quick relationships, at a high level. And basically, if I wanted to look at, for example, the, additional contacts, I would click on view all. It would show me some additional, and then I would basically go back and look up some stuff. There's some additional tabs, and if I wanted to kind of dig into it, I can just press that and it could give some additional information. I can do quick inline edits and things like that. But, the thing is, if I'm trying to just figure out really quickly, right, something, what I do, so here's one approach that does work. What I prefer is looking up the same record ID. As you can probably tell, this is, a Lightning page. It has a new UI and everything like that. So what I like to do normally is, take that same record ID. Actually, let's copy the whole URL. Open up a new tab, paste it in there. And now what I'm going to do is go at the top, switch to Salesforce Classic. And, it takes me to the base URL for it. Again, just like the Lightning experience, I'll just quickly put it. So in this case, now it's showing me the detail page, but in Classic UI or the Classic mode that Salesforce. So, right off the bat, again, I want you to notice a few things. All your relationships and things are listed right here. You have some sharing, you have some buttons here that you can do. You can quickly edit things. You can look at all your records that are related also, right? Like contacts that are related to it, opportunities, and it's showing you basically the full view. If you recall, in the Lightning page, you have basically contacts, but you kind of have to drill down into a few things, and you kind of have to, you see this. I mean, the new UI, which basically organizes the information a little bit better, but you still have to do more clicks, right? So here I'm going to go back to my Classic. And so here's, I prefer Classic again, and there's a few reasons why, and I want to talk about them real quickly. So why do I prefer the Classic mode? And there's a few reasons here, simplicity, information density, reduced clicks, consistency, performance, and training. And, let's talk about that a little bit. So simplicity, right? Like Salesforce Classic here presents a straightforward layout that I find clear and easy to navigate. The detail pages in Classic often display information in a dense list-like format, allowing me to see many fields at once without the need for scrolling or navigating through different tabs or sections. There's information density. Classic's interface tends to show more information on a single screen, and this high density of information is particularly useful for me as I am accustomed to scanning large amounts of data quickly and prefer to avoid the additional clicks needed to access different parts of a record in Lightning. There's also reduced clicks for navigation. So the detail pages in Classic often require fewer clicks to navigate between records and related items. Users can access related lists and other details directly from the main detail page, whereas Lightning may require navigating to different parts of a record. You have to click additional tabs or use the related list quick links. There's also customization and consistency. Organizations, for example, that have, that are still doing work in the Classic and have heavily customized their Classic environment might find that these customizations are more seamlessly integrated into the Classic detail pages, which makes sense. And in certain cases, for example, when I have been working for certain organizations that had custom layouts, I found it much more easier to locate information in Classic. The uniform layout of the detail pages in Classic ensures a consistent user experience, which I consider to be crucial for efficiency as I usually work with multiple object types. The other piece I wanted to talk about were performance considerations. I find Classic experience to have faster load times. It's particularly true on some older hardware or in places, where you have basically a less than optimized internet connection. So this is exceptionally true when I'm traveling, for example, internationally, and I end up in places sometimes where internet is less than ideal. And, this can make the retrieval of information on detail pages quicker in Classic compared to Lightning, where the most complex component-based pages would take more time. The other piece I wanted to talk about was transition and training, right? So users who have worked with Salesforce for a long time may find the Classic view more intuitive simply due to familiarity. The learning curve to adapt to Lightning's new interface and navigation can lead to perception that accessing information is slower or more cumbersome until fully accustomed to the newer environment. So, just another one of those cases. So at the end of it, right, it boils down to your personal preference. While Salesforce Lightning aims to offer a more modern and feature-rich interface, I personally prefer looking at the Classic mode or quick record lookups, as it gets me to my goal of getting details about a record ID faster. So, hopefully that gets you a little bit more information. And as usual, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.